everyone, I'm back today to do prompt 14 of Junk Journal July UK collaboration, which is hosted by Lindsey at the Vintage Button on YouTube and the Facebook group Junk Journal Community Chat Room UK, and Be Happy Stationery here on YouTube and on Facebook, and also design team members and guest designers. So today's prompt is clusters. I have my pieces ready. You can guarantee I'm going to be missing something because I always am. I've got some sequins, I've got buttons, I've got some wooden heart shapes and leaf shapes. I've got some backing paper, like base paper. I've cut out some circles out of craft card. I've got lace, I've got hessian, I've got net. I think I've got what I need to make clusters. I've got my stapler and some glue, and I've got some flat backs in case I want to use one of those, you know, just to top it off with. But first of all, I'm going to make some bases out of the rest of this craft card, and I'm going to tear them rather than cut them. I'm going to tear them so that they don't look so uniform. I like the torn edge look. So let's just we'll do some a bit smaller so that we can use them as part of other clusters. For me, there's no the only rule for me with clusters is that you go from your biggest bit to your smallest bit. And I like to put in different colours and textures, and to top it off with a button, say, or, you know, something like that. I'm thinking that these little bits here will go on, won't they? I've got some bits of net to add texture. So I would start with my biggest piece, then I'll go layer it up so that you're getting the different textures and colours as you go. We could maybe have another round thing on there. What about something like that? Something a bit smaller than that one. That one would do, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then we need a bit of bling on the top. And I'm thinking I might put a bit of lace on there as well. So I'm going to cut a piece of lace off. And you can use different colours and different widths of lace. I just like the more neutral colours, so then I can, you know, change them to go with what I'm making. There we are. And then I'm going to just staple that on like that. There we go. And then I'm going to glue on the button on the top. Will cover up the staple, and then I'm going to get something a bit blingy to just stick on the top there. I like to keep them a bit neutral so they'll go with what I'm making, or sometimes I won't put anything on the top so that I can just put something on the top when I know what I'm going to use it for, if you see what I mean, rather than so I know that it will match. Oh, I think that'll look nice on there, won't it? Yeah. Let's try it and see. It's neutral enough to go with anything, that is, isn't it? Let's put that in the middle. There we go. One little cluster. Done. Now let's try some hessian on the next one, shall we? So that's one done. Let's go for one of these square ones this time. And I'm going to put a bit of hessian on it. This was given to me by someone who'd used it for their wedding and it was left over. It was actually my niece and nephew. They gave this to me, so I'm going to cut it across there. And because it's been edged, I'm going to cut the edge off because I want to fray the edge a bit. There we are, I just need to pull it off and it does the job for me, look at that. Pull a couple of strings off it and then you've got your frayed edge, look. Lovely. And now I'm thinking some lace, maybe a bit broader lace this time. I do have some a bit broader just here. I have actually done a tutorial on clusters before. I have got another tutorial on clusters. So we'll pop that on top of there like that. Loving how neutral this one is. It really is going to fit in nicely anywhere, isn't it? And then what we're going to have on the top of that one, I do find that the buttons work really well. I mean, you could even have it on the other side of the button, if I can find one that's got a brown, just a brown. I mean, you could cut out some round circles, couldn't you? You don't need to use your buttons, you could just cut out some circles out of card to use, couldn't you? There's that one, or there's that one. I'm thinking the pink for this project, and then on the top of that I'm going to put something neutral again. I've got this really pretty green. Oh yeah, look at that, that looks lovely, doesn't it? I'm going to do that. So let's staple this bit down. This is a new thing to me, stapling them. I usually just glue them, but I saw someone else stapling them and I thought, that's such a simple idea but saves such a lot of glue, and you know, you get the stuff everywhere. I do anyway. I get glue everywhere. So I'll stick that onto there like that, and then pop that on the top, and that will look pretty in my HeARTful journal that I'm making. I will pop some of these in there and show you how to use them in your journal. I'd use it for decorating pockets with, for decorating belly bands, just for putting at the corner of a page. A big one like that, if you just glued the two sides, you could use it as a tuck spot, couldn't you? So pretty and yet so simple, and they're using up odds and ends that you probably wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't use for other things. Another thing I've got is some music paper, so let's have a little bit of music paper on one of them. Let's see, there we go, that fits on there, lovely look. And then on top of that I think we'll put some of this. I need it to be a bit smaller still. There we are. So we've got that, and that, and then I'm thinking some net or lace next. I want some of this net on because I want to add the texture of the net to it. And I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put it under the music paper, like that. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect. And then I want something on top of that. Buttons really do come in handy, don't they, for this, I think. Maybe that one, or I've got that one which I think is too big. That one again too big. No, I think we'll go with that one. Let me look, let me look. Do have that one. No, we'll go with that one. So I'm going to staple these down. Actually might not have a button this time. Let's not have a button. Let's just put the flat back straight onto there. So I could put a sequin. I could put one of these hearts. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, that heart is pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I do like that. I could put a heart like that. I could put one of my sequins. So what have I got? I've got a little, oh, I could put both on there, couldn't I? Yeah, that would work. Let's put two of those on there. One there and one there. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Let's glue them on then. That one there. And I want And just there, and then this in the middle. And there we have it. A lovely little cluster. So you get the idea, don't you? Look how easy they are to make. You just need your pile of stuff, so different textures, different colours, different shapes and sizes, a stapler if you want to use a stapler, some hessian I've got, some lace, you could use ribbon, you could use sari silk, pieces of fabric, different papers like I've shown you with the music paper. Book page would work just as well. Colouring page that you've coloured in would work nicely, or not coloured in would work too. So now let's find a space in my journal for this one, because it has the green on it and it has the hessian that'll all go in this journal. So let's just move these to the side a bit. That's the one we're going to put in the journal. Save these and I'll do those after the video. So what I'm saying is I could use it like that, and if I just glued down here and across the bottom, it would make a little tuck spot like this. You could tuck something into there. Or somewhere in here I have got a pocket that needs something on it, so let's see if I can find that, and I can probably put it on there. Here we are. Yes, look at that. That's going to look lovely. So that is going to go right in the middle of there like that, or you could pop it to the side and still use it as a tuck. Yeah, I'm going to put it straight in the middle of there like that, and it's going to look gorgeous. Yes, and I'm not going to use it as a tuck, I'm just going to use it as decoration. So I'm going to glue the whole thing up. And I'm going to stick it on just like that. That is lovely on there. I'm really chuffed with that. Look at that. I know I say that every time, but yeah, look at that. That looks really pretty on there. It's finished off that pocket beautifully. And then another one, this one, I could probably use that as a page corner, couldn't I? Not just there, because we've got one there already. Let's have one in here somewhere. Let's put it just here, look, like that. Just as to, I don't like pages with nothing on. I like to put something on every page. So I'm going to use that round one just as a little page corner, just to fill in. But clusters are always handy to have for all sorts of things in your journals. I love clusters, and I've never ever got enough of them. So yeah, that was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed that and got some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.